Hello everyone, this is Shadow Recaps. Today we will analyze the plot of the cool 2020 action movie Karate. When she walks down the hallway, school children throw paper balls at her. The girl is expelled from school for fighting with a classmate. She and her father, Mr. Jung, come to a new school and meet the homeroom teacher, complains that there are constant fights and asks them not to participate. After agreeing to the transfer, her father begs his daughter not to get involved in any fights here, but she replies that she cannot ignore injustice. A little later, the girl notices her classmates bullying a nerdy classmate Gu, a nerd who refuses to share his answers on a test with them. When the bullies beat up the poor guy, she films everything on her phone and tells the group that they shouldn't behave like that. The bullies order her to give them her phone, but she just smiles. When the bullies attack her, she throws everyone around the playground, first the girls and then the boys, forcing them to writhe on the ground in pain. The next day, the teacher introduces the new girl to the class, and she is surprised to find that she will be studying with the nerd and the bullies. After class, Jung-gu tries to thank his savior, but she doesn't want to talk to him and asks him to pretend that they don't know each other. In a diner, two drunks refuse to pay for their lunch and start pushing the owner around. The son of the cafe owner tries to stand up for his mother, but also gets rude treatment. The next day in the school hallway, a senior girl named Asina wants to take revenge for her beaten friends and attacks him. But in the end, the senior is humiliated, along with her friends in front of the whole school, and Chun, Gu, the nerd, catches up with his brave classmate on the street and asks her to teach him how to fight so he can protect his mother and finally fight back against the bullies. The girl agrees and takes Chungu to her father, a martial arts master. Mr. Yan has a bad relationship with his students, but he gladly agrees to train the schoolboy. The students complain about the bully Hassan. The school council members are sure that she should not be severely punished. The coach begins to train Chung. He sees that the boy is in terrible physical shape and that he has a lot of work to do. At his father's request, Cheon also helps the beginner. The next day, he can barely crawl to school. Panda Sek, the president of the school council, calls Ilyenko to himself, and Sione and Henson are also there. The new girl calmly explains that Isina, one, climbed on her, and on the playground she was defending a classmate from bullies. Heesun lets the girl go, much to the displeasure of Sione. Chungu confesses to Cheon that he has no friends at all. The boy constantly feels lonely and forgotten by everyone. Hassan looks with interest at the cheeky student at school. It seems he likes her. In the evening, the high school students and bullies celebrate the return of their friend Kanchek from Busan. They are puzzled by something, and Hassan calls Jin Hyoka to talk. It turns out that Jin Hyoka is being recruited into a street gang, and his friend Chungu, who was raised by his mother, doesn't like it at all. He was raised by his mother, but he often remembers his father, who died when his son was still very young. He hates his mother, who left the family and went to a rich man. Soon, one of the gang leaders, Somjin, comes to the school. He asks Jemhua how things are going at school. The gangster says he is waiting for the boy to join the gang as soon as he finishes school this year. Somjin finds Hassan and also invites him to join the gang. But the boy has no intention of getting involved in crime. The bullies tease Chungu again. Gu, who has become more confident, scatters the bullies to the sides, but unfortunately, it's all just his imagination. His classmates beat the boy again. A senior notices this and tells them to stop. When the bullies refuse and say that Jin Hyuk ordered them to bring the nerd, the senior rushes at them, runs up to them, and brutally beats Hassan. Cheong appears next and knocks out Kinshika with a few blows. The bullies, who have already been beaten by the girl, stand modestly to the side. Hassan signs up for karate lessons because he really likes the master's daughter. But Cheon is suspicious the high school student because he hangs out with kids who bully other students. Itseon admits that she really likes Hassan. The high school girl is annoyed that the boy is constantly hanging around her bully. Chae-yong cannot forgive Hassan for bullying other kids with the other bullies. When the girl finds out that the high school boy used to box, she challenges him to a fight and easily defeats him, repeating her father's words, "Power without justice is violence." Sanjin forces high school students who want to join the gang to threaten other students and collect tribute from them. Config is only afraid of Cheon and plans to take revenge on her later. When Jong-gu sees the bullies picking on another nerd, he tries to protect him, but the boy is not strong enough. The student comes to the coach and says that he has been bullied again and asks to be taught the coolest moves. The master teaches Chung-gu powerful strikes, but says that they will only be effective if the student practices them for several hours every day. Hee-sung also doesn't miss a single training session. The four fighters train hard day after day, and over time the newbies start to get better and better. In the school's utility room, Jin Tech picks on the nerds who didn't help him much with his test. The president threatens to beat the guys up if they let him down on the exam. When Mr. Yane takes a vacation and leaves town, the guys walk around the city playing games. Jong-gu brings the guys to his mother's diner. The woman is happy for her son who has finally found friends. Chae-young trusts Hassan more and more, seeing how the guy changes with each training session. The high school student says he wants to become a good person. At school, Hassan confronts his former friend Jim Soko, who is collecting money from students and threatening them. The president, who is one step away from becoming a gangster, cannot tolerate such behavior, and the two start a fight. The guys beat each other up, but in the end, the karateka wins, leaving his humiliated friend on the floor of the utility room and walking away. Hassan glows with happiness when Chaeyeon takes care of him in the gym and treats his wounds. Jin-cheok cannot forgive the humiliation. He asks Isuna to slip some drugs into Chaeyeon's drink, as he considers the karateka to be the cause of many of his problems. Isun is in love with Hassan, so she agrees to do the dirty work. The next day, Ni calls Chuyeon to the school council office and offers her poison tea. When the guest admits that there is nothing between her and Hassan, the high school girl realizes that she may be doing something very foolish and knocks over her mug of tea. Jin-cheok enters and slaps Isuna across the face for her cowardice. Okanshik grabs Chiyoung. The high school students beat her, tie her up, and forcibly hold her in the office. Chong-gu overhears the bullies talking about how the seniors want to deal with her today, and the boy tells everything to Hassan, who calls Jin-cheok, who orders his former friend to come to school. The fighters run to the school gym, where Kanfix is waiting for them with a crowd of bullies. In an unequal fight, Hassan and Chong-gu defeat all their opponents, forcing them to writhe on the floor in pain. When the fighters go up to the school council office, Jin-cheok suddenly grabs a heavy object and hits Hassan on the head, then finishes him off with his feet. Chong bravely rushes at the senior, but the boy no longer has the strength to fight, and the president brutally beats him. While the boys were fighting, Chuyeon managed to free herself. Jin-hyuk grabs a knife, ready to kill the troublemaker. But with her karate skills, she is too much for him. The girl knocks out the senior with a few powerful blows. The three fighters leave the office, and the bully lies unconscious in the corner. How did you like the karate movie? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and see you next video.